Patience you must have, my young Padawan. This is a quote from Yoda to his final apprentice, Luke Skywalker, as he tries to expedite the process of becoming a Jedi Knight. Yoda knows that patience is one of the most important virtues that a Jedi Knight can possess, just like I know that patience is one of the most important virtues that a human can possess. So the word I use to define myself is patient. Patience is important because it's helped me affect my relationship with my family, with my friends, and how I pursue my career. So where did it all start? Well, it started with my family. Now, family can be hard, and we like to argue and bicker from time to time, but patience can be a good mediator, allowing us to step back and find a diplomatic solution for everything. It helps because there's less fighting and less tension in the house. But it really did start with my brothers, who are both more than 10 years older than I am, and patience helped my time with them in the beginning of my life go by a lot faster once they left the house. But I wouldn't ask them to stop because that would make them just less brotherly and less special towards me. But I understand where they come from, being annoyed with little kids, being older kids, because when I'm with my nieces and nephews, they demand a lot of my attention. And while they can be a handful, I never usually let it get to me because I remember that I was once a kid and that I had questions just like them. And I think it's important that we keep these skills for when we one day become parents, we are able to answer all the questions and curiosities that our kids have about life. Which is why I thank my parents, who are sometimes the most understanding, but always can't see eye to eye about certain things. Patience allows me to step back and wait for them in order in order to communicate better and get a better outcome on both of our scenarios. Patience with them allows me to really see their personalities and how they might react to something. And it also allows me to see personalities of others. And it's how I dictate who I let into my close circle. So with my friends, I know they have their flaws, but it's what makes them human and it's what I like about them. And some people fight over the most trivial things, and I try to avoid that in order to avoid the emotion and stress that goes into it. It's important that patience is used because I'm able to keep people around who I know I desire in my life. And it's also been used to help those around me. When I was in high school, I tried to befriend a kid who was very quiet and reserved and didn't seem like he had a lot of friends. I went up to him one day and invited him to sit down for lunch. He kind of brushed it aside and told me that it would happen maybe another time. I didn't think it was a big deal, but I told him that the offer was there anytime he wanted it. I didn't really hear from him, but a couple of weeks later he told me that he was battling with some depression issues and that he didn't have anyone to really talk to about it or how to tell anyone about what he was going through. All I had to do was be patient, and I allowed myself to help this kid go through what he was going through. But had I been persistent about it, it probably wouldn't have gone the same way. So I'm happy that I've used patience to benefit something in my life, just like my career. When I was in high school, I wanted to be a filmmaker, and I did everything in my power to try to become one. But when I joined sports, while my interest was still there, my time really wasn't. So when I got injured in 10th grade, I found that as a way back into the filmmaking world. But it was really hard to find a group of people that were willing to make films like I wanted to. So I had to find something that I could really just do alone. It was then that I decided to become a photographer. I decided that I would do anything in my power to try to become a photographer. So I saved up a bunch of money and bought the most technologically savvy camera that I could. Most people think I should have bought a car, but I didn't really think about that. Over the past 3.5 years, I've worked towards getting better, enrolling myself in classes and taking internships and odd jobs around town. It has helped me immensely, and I appreciate everything that everyone has done for me. It's patience that has put me through all of this and kept me going. And I know one day I'm working towards my end goal of becoming a fashion photographer or a magazine photographer. But it still requires patience, and it's not over yet. And I know that I'll still have to be patient because I still kind of have a long way to go. But patience has helped me immensely. I know that in life it'll help me even more. It's helped me with my relationships with my family, with my friends, and it's helped me pursue my career. I appreciate what patience does for me because it has allowed me to look at the world from an outside perspective, and it allows me to determine who I have in my life and who is worth keeping around. It has helped my career greatly, and I know that it's important that I remain patient because while it might not happen tomorrow, it's okay because I'll wait.